now I have to mute my sound bar. Oh, okay. I think I got it.
Good. And just in time, too. We have 1 minute left.
Okay, so basically I'm not going to be able to hear any sound, but that's okay. Ooh, look at that title screen.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
It is very gorgeous. Let's see.
Anyone in the channel that's not me and Rob, can you guys hear us okay? You're welcome, Demon King Nero, for Random Encounter. Thank you for listening to Random Encounter.
Okay, here I am. Looks like I am on... okay, I got it up here. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, 1 minute into the live stream and we have a penis joke.
Yeah, alright, I do what I can. So you gotta remember, guys, that I'm on a little bit of a delay here watching Steven because I'm watching him through the PlayStation browser.
Well, they're all on that delay, so...
okay.
So you guys are all delayed.
Oh, well, that's cool. I guess we'll just, yeah, cool title screen.
Right? I think we are pretty much ready to go. Yeah, 6 o'clock.
Yep. So thanks everybody for joining us. So this is Rob Steintail, Robbie on the boards, and of course Steven is going to be driving the Final Fantasy 15 demo.
Yes, I've already cleared the demo twice, and I wrote about it, and I've talked about it on Twitter constantly, and I rant about it because I like parts of it and I don't like parts of it, but I'm overall pretty positive on it. And you know, for starters, somebody clearly played Xenoblade before they made the title screen for the demo.
What makes you say that, though? Like, I mean, it's kind of ethereal and kind of calm, but, like, it's not in a grassy field with the Monado.
Because it's just a gorgeous scene that shifts from night to day. It shifts from night to day!
Oh, really?
Yeah. It shifts from night to day. It's playing an awesome piano song by Yoko Shimomura, no less. So, I mean, there are quite a few similarities.
So are you telling me that, like, if we wait 24 hours, this thing will be, like... the same point tomorrow, or like when you say that it switches day to night, does it like...
I don't think it's on the Earth clock. I think it's on the in-game, like every 15 minutes clock or whatever.
They should put it on the Earth clock. That would be really cool.
But if you notice, like when we started, you could see the moon and stuff, and different clouds. Like it's shifted. So
don't mention the moon, Steven. Just don't mention the moon.
That Noctis went to the moon.
No, I'm referencing something that I can't talk about. I'm just gonna be quiet.
Oh, well, you can say that you are playing it, but we're talking about Final Fantasy.
No. Yeah, we're talking about Final Fantasy.
Yeah, we're talking about Final Fantasy. All right, let's get started. We're close enough. 6:02.
God, want us to answer some questions? You know, I really want an interactive thing. Steven will answer more questions than I will be able to, honestly. But definitely give us some feedback here. Like, this is something that we want to kind of make more of a regular thing on RPGFan. So go ahead and ask questions away.
Yeah, I can see the chat in the corner, and I mean, Rob, you know, you can remind me if there are questions if I miss them.
Yep, I'll keep a lookout for them.
And again, you guys are on a 15-second delay, but you know, don't tempt him, Evil East Alliance. He'll want to talk about it. It's already hard enough for him to avoid it.
Okay, so my chat is not updating quite... Oh, that's right, because I'm on the delay. Okay, so...
That should appear in the chat window. This is why I was suggesting that you do it in a laptop.
Whatever. I'll be a little bit behind, that's fine. That's evilly... I'm just going to be...
Oh, look at adorable Not Cloud.
Look at that nice hair.
They have fabulous hair and pores. Gladio.
Fabula Nova Crystallis hair?
Fabula... Yes.
Okay,
Gladio.
He reminds me of Zell, so I want to punch him in the face as hard as I can.
Oh, you don't like Zell? Yeah, that's right. I forgot you don't like joy and happiness.
No, I don't like guys walking around in lederhosen and punching things and being morons with face tattoos.
Somebody hadn't wrecked the car.
He doesn't have any face tattoos.
Unbelievable.
Yes, actually he does.
Dude, Gladio does not have any face tattoos.
No, I didn't mean to do it.
No, I'm saying Zell.
Sabotage is far beyond you.
Look at them making fun of Prompto.
What kind of car is it? No, no, I am not. No, no, not.
We will. When that comes out, we will talk about that and stream that.
Shine, princess.
Quit a bit.
Tremors. Now you did it.
He doesn't have any face tattoos, Rob. He has arm tattoos.
No, but I'm saying that Zell had face tattoos.
Yeah,
and I
but
hated
Gladio
that.
doesn't.
Morning there, buddy.
What do you want to bet that they're gonna like let you
Nice.
customize their clothes?
You can't. They've already confirmed that they will not change. It's because they are licensed clothes.
Technically,
Oh. That's frustrating.
Well, that's one of the issues I have, is that there's not enough visual distinction between their clothes. I mean, Gladio looks cool, but, you know.
no turning back now.
We could just give them all different hair colors.
Gotta pay his enormousness a visit.
So the max level in the demo is 99. There's no hard cap, and you get a lot of XP. I got to 30.
What it's like outside.
And you can go outside the boundaries of the map if you glitch a car into bumping you out of it. So it's difficult though, but maybe if we get through the story, I'll try.
Aren't we lucky?
What I really like about the intro is how bro they all are. Like, they do sort of like poke fun of Noctis, and
It's interesting. They've got a cool dynamic. I mean, it's very. It's got a little bit of the thing that we talked about before with Metal Gear Solid 4, and yes, I just made a Metal Gear reference, what, 5 minutes into this thing. But more importantly, like, it's got kind of the weird thing where it looks like they motion captured everybody, and so they're all Japanese actors, obviously. And so they have a lot of those Japanese mannerisms. And I don't mean that to sound negatively or anything, but, like,
Hey,
it's just a different way of seeing the
Well, no,
characters that you would already envision.
I talked about that in my preview, where that's one of my issues with the localization, especially in Type 0. A little bit less in this one, because the dialogue makes up for it. But, you know, they try to recreate Japanese vocal mannerisms, which are fine in Japanese, but in English they sort of work a little wrong. I don't feel like it's as big an issue in this one. I mean, I think Prompto is a little overdone in terms of his voice acting, but, you know, I seem to be in the minority on that.
Trying to figure out how a rock formation like that could actually form.
Haven't you ever been to Universal Studios with the trees? Hey, what's up, Gladio? Gladio, oh no!
Well, it's certainly pretty.
Yeah, and this is actually running at 900p with an unstable frame rate. The full game is going to run, you know, 1080 and all that other good stuff.
That frame
Do
rate.
you guys see what I see? Yeah.
But like all the movement animation is quite good,
Yeah.
which leads into some of the problems with the combat, but it's also, you know, it's nothing I don't think they can work with.
I definitely think that they can improve on that. So you were kind of saying that when we were talking on the phone about this, that it's kind of in love with its own animation. Do you kind of want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, it's not of the way you would describe it with like how you feel about Uncharted. And everybody, I'm going to skip training because I already know how to play. It's just that like you get stuck in animations and Noctis is easily knocked out of his attacks, whereas enemies are not. So it's sort of like, you know, you can get doinked with like a tiny little weak graze attack and get totally stopped, but Noctis can hit a guy with a 16-foot sword and they'll be like, oh, whatever. So I mean, that's just like feedback combat type stuff, and you'll see that when I get into some fights.
Well, it's not far from
They're just a match board in the middle of this open field that says, please kill this thing.
Well, we're not in an open field.
Pretty open field.
We're right near the highway. You can see it from there.
Well, alright. Ooh, go kill that like, brontosaurus-looking thing.
You can't in the demo.
Worst game ever.
Worst film ever. Can we jump on this rock?
looking at. This creature is known as a
Do you
Satyr.
think that they kind of took
Skewers
inspiration
prey
from
with tusks,
Xenoblade
extracting
and
gain from
Dragon Age
safety and
Inquisition kind of
comfort
did the same
powers?
thing? Do you think that they played Xenoblade and said, okay, this is what we want?
I think there are aspects of Xenoblade that they definitely were influenced by, which is fine, because that game had a lot of great ideas. It's definitely different, but yeah, the big wide open fields and pretty stuff to see, certainly.
That's a bit heartless.
It seems like Japanese developers have kind of gotten in love with the whole open world game, like Metal Gear Solid 5, which, holy god, we need to talk about that new stuff later. Not here, but jeez.
Ow! You can probably hear me clicking the button. Sorry, my bad. Ow! Wow, I'm already down. Alright, this is not going well.
Are you just getting beat up already? Because I'm a little bit behind, so alright, there you go. Attack.
Everything will be okay, don't worry. I got this under control.
You are getting knocked down a lot.
So I'm also lower level. So the way their HP system works is when you get to 0, you go into like a danger state, and every time you get hit while you're in danger, your max HP decreases, and if it decreases to 0, you die. But on the other hand, if you use a potion, or if one of them helps you like recover, you recover your HP, but only to the maximum that you currently have, like after taking damage. So it's to your detriment to get whacked around a lot. And so the only way to get your max HP to go back up after you've taken a lot of danger hits is to rest at a camp.
I see what you're talking about with the, like, getting knocked down, and he kind of does like a, like, just falling all over himself here a little bit. Yeah,
and I mean, again, I'm a little bit lower level, and those guys in particular are some of the most problematic. But, certain enemies aren't too bad. But you'll see when we get to the cave dungeon that it's not, it's not every enemy, but, like, those wildling elves in particular are hard to see. Hey, Final Fantasy VI, gorillas. Woolly wetland dwellers.
Hey, look who's talking now.
For if you guys are.
Shoot! So you've seen I can do sort of attack mode, and then you switch to defend mode like this, and you see whenever they attack me, it's sort of, you can parry. And so going into defense mode is not unlimited. You're sort of restricted by the amount of MP you have. So every time you defend in defense mode, it drains a little bit of your MP, unless you time it right. So you can't just basically hold defend and never die. And timing it well, you can actually block certain attacks and parry them, like that. Ow. Well, if I hit the button, it didn't get smoked, but. And so you can also do a little.
How are you doing?
How am I doing what?
How are you doing, like, the different blade attacks? So, like, you kind of have a short sword that you're, like, whipping around like crazy, and then you have a big old sword and a spear. How are you doing that?
So I will show you that as well. Let me kill this gorilla. So what you do is if you hit the touchscreen in combat, and you'll see in a second when it comes up, you can actually open up your weapon menu, which there are different statuses for attack. Like you'll see, you basically set the chain of your weapons that you want. So like, Crush is your opening attack. Initial Assault, Melee Barrage, Lethal Force Strike, Retaliatory Swipe after Dodge. So, depending on what context you have, you can swap these weapons around. And the full game is going to have way more weapons. In the demo, is only these 5. But so, like, I could change my second attack from the Blood Sword to, like, something heavier, like this Y-hander.
Oh, okay.
So my Melee Barrage, after the opening attack, will switch to this Y-hander. But, like, whenever I do a parry, it'll use the Lance. So it's sort of based on the context that you set up. And then this thing up here is your Armiger, the Phantom Blade thing that you saw in the trailers, which I don't have yet. But and so each weapon also gives you a different skill that you can use. Like you can see down at the bottom, it says Technique Dragoon Jump.
That's awesome.
And in theory, they're great, but the problem with the current demo is that the tracking on them is so bad that it's almost impossible to hit anything with them. And they don't feed into your combo. So in Kingdom Hearts, when you use like a special attack, it actually integrates as part of your combo. So you could be like, attack, attack, special move. Whereas in this, he has to stop and do it from sort of standing. A Bhutanese passport.
Is fascinating.
But that's. Oh my gosh.
Highness, a moment.
Oh, what have we here?
Hey, Steven, I'm going to bow out for one quick second because I'm just remembering that Jackie asked me to put some salmon out. So give me 1 sec so you kind of take the lead here.
I'm always taking the lead, yo.
This way.
Yeah.
So right now, I'm sure people have heard about it at this point. Basically, we're hunting a behemoth because there's a big old guild reward, and they're trying to get their car fixed. So we're hunting a behemoth called Deadeye, who has a dead eye, for the reward, which is the main quest in the demo.
Imperial Army?
Oh, also, this is the thing.
For a fight, no doubt.
Well, they found one.
So I suppose I should stick around and fight the Magitech guys. Rob's missing all the cool visual effects. So when you're about to be in combat, it has that red line and sort of plays spooky music. You're right, we should get into it.
Going for it!
See, when you do hit with some of these attacks, they work quite well. Ow! I'm gonna back up a little bit and use a potion. So one thing they do that's quite good is that when you go to the combat menu, it just freezes the game. There's no, you know, fiddling with menus while people wail on you.
It's kind of... Can you outfit all of the characters' attacks, or is it only Noctis that you...
So in the demo, you can only outfit Noctis, but in the full game, everybody has gear and attacks and stuff. They don't work like Noctis does, where, like, you know, he uses phantom swords, because that's sort of his unique ability. But like in the demo, for example, Ignis over here, he fights with 2 daggers. He can do a move that poisons the enemy. Prompto, super blonde, fabulous guy, uses a gun. So he has a move that can actually stop the enemy. And then Gladio is sort of like your hulking character that can like parry stuff for you and all that. And they haven't
What do you say we check this out?
talked in great detail about what they'll be able to do, but like you can even see in the menu, there's a group gear option, so like you can affect the gear of your party as well.
Trying to figure out why that guy was just kicking you while holding a flag. That was weird.
So he is the bannerman for the Magitech guys there, and
He probably should have dropped flag and tried to shoot you.
well, the other guys were trying to shoot me.
Look.
Yeah, but when he's the last guy, he should probably drop the flag and try to
Well, he's a soulless robot. He's not a person. You weren't here for that.
Oh. Oh, okay, they're soulless robots?
Yeah, they're Magitech troopers. They're programmed to rip out their own exploding hearts when they're about to die, and they'll grab you and try to blow up on you. They're just godless killers.
Well, that's...
So the recommended level, I have no idea. I just played and I never stopped to grind, and I had no problem. But, you know, gaining a few certainly doesn't hurt.
No tracker, but I think it went that way.
Do you think this is going to sound like a very combative question, and it's kind of designed to be a little bit. Do you think that this game can maintain itself and sustain itself for 40 plus hours with this kind of action-heavy combat? I mean, I know you're the Kingdom Hearts guy, so I'm kind of softballing you a question there, but do you think that it can do it?
I'm not sure I understand the question. Like, do you think that...
Well, I mean, it's...
I mean, look at Xenoblade. Xenoblade has sort of real-time combat. It's not set up like this, where, you know, you pick from a menu and that, but I mean, like... I guess I don't understand the question, like... Not as it is in the demo, because in the demo you don't have any access to, you know, skills or techniques or changing anything. You just sort of have what they've given you.
Well, think about it this way. So in Xenoblade, you can pick between any of the characters in your party, and they all play radically different. So
Yeah, but you're doing it wrong
Shulk.
if you're not playing as Shulk.
Right, right. But, like, you have the ability to play as other characters. In Dragon Age, like, if I went for hours and hours with that game's combat system, I started to get a little bored. And you had, like, all the story stuff to kind of make up for it. So, I guess, like, do you think there'll be enough exploration and stuff to kind of, for lack of a better term, not just focus in on nothing but combat?
Here works.
Well, I mean, I can't really make that judgment call from the demo, because the demo, again, has side quests cut out, other than, like, a few, like, you know, miscellaneous ones. No towns, no, you know, nothing story-wise, so I mean, I can't really comment on that. I mean, numerous other games have done it. I would not be surprised if, you know, if they can get their combat straightened out, that it would be fine. And, again, there's probably a little more to the combat in this, since Noctis is the specific character you play as. And, you know, there are, like, cooperative attacks that are a little bit in the demo, but not especially, because they're a whole nother set of skills you get.
That is what they call a clue.
So, I mean, I guess the answer is yes. I mean, other action RPGs sustain their length with their action combat.
Well, talk to me a little bit about the your problems with the combat? Like, what are some? Well, let's start with the good. Like, what are some things that you really like about the combat, and then what are some of the things that you think they need to work on a little bit?
So I wrote about this, and as a concept, I like the combat, and I think they're on the right track. The problem is sort of like the mechanics of it right now, because Noctis is really, really slow when he attacks. Like, it's just, you know, like, it's very difficult to like hit an enemy that moves quickly, and you'll see why in a second. Let's see if this is the kind of enemy. Yeah, so these guys move really fast, and, you know, they do that. Like, they jump around, and, you know, the camera tracking is atrocious.
Do you have control camera?
Yeah, you have control of the camera, but the problem is that even when you lock on, it sort of doesn't track the enemy that well. And again, right now it's not bad because I'm just hitting a bunch of dudes, but like when you get into a dicey fight, like, you know, you can get attacked by the Magitech troopers while you're fighting these guys. It's like, hey, I want to get these Magitech troopers that are shooting me in the face, but it's basically impossible to target a specific enemy. And that sort of fades into like the warp strike. It's like, you know, I want to teleport to this enemy and hit him, but I can't pick which enemy because it's just all over the place, so it doesn't, you know, it's like, how am I supposed to target a certain threat if I can't get the camera to cooperate with me?
They think that if they put in, like, I don't know, let's say, hypothetically, a Dark Souls-esque lock-on system, that could help a little bit?
Not a Dark Souls-esque one, because they have a Dark Souls-esque one where it's a really light lock. They need a Kingdom Hearts-style lock-on system where... Because, like, right now, even if I'm locked onto an enemy, Noctis will not track his attacks toward that enemy. Like, you can see now, he'll just sort of attack in any direction, and that's basically makes soft locking pointless. What it needs is a soft lock where it will sort of orient his attacks in that direction unless you tell it not to. And then like in Kingdom Hearts where you click to lock on that enemy and his attacks are always focused on that enemy. And he needs like, you know, like distance closing attacks or like sweep attacks. Because he has those right now, but they don't work the way they're supposed to. So like, you know, in Kingdom Hearts as Sora, if you attack from a certain distance, he'll dash forward and attack them. This doesn't have that, so instead there's an enemy like a foot away, and instead of jumping to attack, Noctis will just be like that, and he'll sort of get caught in an attack animation. And since he's so slow, it's like, well, alright, I guess I'll just sit here and get railed.
So Demon King Nero is asking how long is the demo?
Pretty lengthy. I would say I was sort of not gunning to finish the quest, and I did it in about 3 hours, and I definitely didn't see everything. I just sort of... I went to the Chocobo Outpost, I did the Behemoth quest, I wrapped things up. So it's probably about 3 hours. It's pretty substantial.
Ignis, I've made it with a woman. Inform the men.
Kith, I've made it with a woman. Inform the men. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's my roommate, by the way. That's why it's 2 MLG for Talus.
Nice.
So you can see it's nighttime now, and it is much more dangerous to be out doing stuff at night.
They mostly come out at night.
But I found a campfire. So let's go ahead and camp and get some buffs and level up. So in the full game, you'll be able to like choose who cooks and, you know, what you cook. Right now, Ignis sort of decides for you.
It's bedtime.
If that bastard tries to make me eat vegan, I'm gonna be pissed.
What? He's making pork stew.
Good.
Yeah, we actually stream. We're working to do it more though. We've done it. We did Dragon Age. We did this one. We're gonna probably do another game in a week or two.
Oh, can't talk about that game.
So you can see he made some stew, and so what's cool is depending on the food you make, you get a buff that lasts a pretty substantial amount of time the following day. So all the XP you build up during the day doesn't actually get accrued and leveled towards you until at night, like this. And so you can even see new techniques not available in the demo.
Stu Senpai?
And you missed it, Rob, because you can't hear the game, but they just played the victory theme, the classic series one.
Whoa, that's a lot of levels.
Heck yeah. Right, so let's go.
I'm interested to see how kind of do the big, like sweeping stuff. In the first like real gameplay videos that we saw of Final Fantasy 15, they showed a lot of like the city being attacked. You know, how is this gonna play in that kind of environment? You know,
so
like,
you're gonna get a cool. What they have is they have this open area, but then they have these like more tightly knit sequences, and you'll see that when I get to the behemoth. You know, it's not just you jump into a room and kill the behemoth. It's, you know, there's a lot of like interesting sort of scripted sequences that happen, and like, you know, you're sneaking around, and you'll see that when I get to his lair.
Evil East Alliance says the music reminds me of the mall music from Dead Rising.
Your eyes on that.
I do like the mall music from Dead Rising. And so
That's
what's
hilarious.
pretty cool too is
Come here.
and you can see it happening right now. Your party will like draw your attention to stuff, and you know, you can do like side quests and all that. Like, so like they'll be like, "Hey, I found something," and then it'll start a side quest if you choose to follow it.
As long as they're not chatty like the Dragon's Dogma people, I will be happy.
They're chatty. They're not obnoxiously chatty. Like Prompto talks a lot, but he's sort of like the squirrely scaredy cat. I like the concept of his personality, but the voice acting for him right now makes him sound kind of like a tool.
Is he maybe supposed to be a tool?
Easy as they come.
Kinda, yeah, but I mean, you can do that without making him too obnoxious. Because, like, they're all friends, you know, so they like, sort of tease him. Whoop.
How many
So-
videos do you think we're gonna?
What's
Go
that?
ahead.
So when you...
How many videos-
Oh my god, Rob. Don't interrupt me, that's so rude. Sorry, my social stats are going up, people are texting me.
Yes, I hear that. You work on your charm.
Although I am going to put that on silent, because as fun as it is.
Looking at this environment, they really better have those car physics good, because I'm going to be trying to like take the car off of.
You cannot
rocks
take
and
the car
stuff.
off-road. The car can only drive on the
What?
road.
What do you say we
That's the whole point. If you want to go off-road, you have to ride like a chocobo or something else. It's a car.
Why did I buy a PlayStation 4? I wanted to off-road in my Final Fantasy, like blow it up like a warthog in Halo.
You wanted to off-road in their Mercedes?
Highness.
Their car is like a fabulous rich people, like... It's not meant for off-roading, like... Because the thing is it's like, the car drives on the road, and then you get out of the car, and then you can like ride a chocobo or something like that.
Joey M says this looks a little bit like Xenoblade X, and I would say, yeah, I think big open world RPGs are kind of all the rage these days, and it seems like they took a little bit from Xenoblade Chronicles.
I think so too. Based on what I've seen, I think this is going to be a lot more story-centric than Xenoblade X. Again, I'm excited for Xenoblade X, but I sort of think it looks like Xeno Skyrim.
Yeah,
Especially how they've talked about that the progression of the plot's going to be more tied to like these guild quests and stuff, which I try not to say that with too much disgust in my voice, but I'm not hiding it very well. But again, I think that game will be great. I just think it's maybe silly that they're calling it Xenoblade when it's like they share a combat system and little else, it seems like. So you can see that guy just sort of ran past me, and it's a giant pain to hit anybody here. So if Noctis tracked better, this would be less of a problem. But it's sort of like, yeah, he ran past me, and then he hit me in the face. Then he ran past me. Then he ran past me. I don't actually know what IRC is, other than a chat thing. So I would have to say I do not. Somebody might still use it, though. But it's sort of the way the game is structured is it's, you know, they're on this road trip, but the car is not meant to be like a, hey, I'm off-roading in it type thing. It's like a, you know, the car is to get you, you know, from like civilized place to civilized place, and then, you know, you hop out and you explore and walk around. It's not meant to be like sort of a, yeah, like it's not meant to be like a Grand Theft Auto, like I drive everywhere thing.
The sign of any good open world RPG, you're doing like the wall hump against areas, trying to get like on top of rocks.
Take it in.
I was actually not doing that. I just like jumping on stuff.
Well,
Oh, okay.
Well, it looks like I have found the behemoth's lair, so let's go ahead and go and attack him.
trail.
Why not, right?
All right. And then I can get back to other stuff.
Other stuff.
Other stuff.
Hey, Rob, you should go on the Facebook and put a link to the channel. You don't have a computer with you, do you? Because I put a link, but I figure, you know, we can share another one just in case.
No. I can do it right now. Because I got the laptop right next to me. It has a kitty cat on top of it. So give me 1 sec. No.
What did you expect?
Yeah, unfortunately, Demon King, you can't run people over with the car. But who knows? Maybe you can run people over with the chocobo. Yeah, there are inns. There's so in the full game, there's going to be like, you know, inns with all kinds of stuff where, like, you know, they'll cook you food and, you know, you'll get different sorts of resting bonuses. There's a campsite here that is sort of inn-like in that, you know, you'll get inn-like in that. You know, you don't have to cook your own food and all that sort of thing. But what they've said in a lot of their like development streams, which I'm sort of really excited about, is how they're aiming to make each town more than just a bunch of shops and an inn. They want them to feel like a place with culture, and like, you know, they want them to feel like actual places, which is really exciting to me. And they gave this talk at PAX, and it's really interesting if you like that sort of thing. But you know, they want like there to be a reason for you to go to one inn over the other, or you know, if you go to a hotel, it's not just I rested and got my HP back. So this part's pretty cool. You're sort of, it's getting foggier, and as we get closer to the behemoth's den. And you were talking earlier, Rob, about sort of more like focused sequences. Perhaps here. Yeah, you can choose what you want cooked. Not in the demo. In the demo, Ignis just chooses for you based on what you have. But in the full game, you're going to be able to like choose, I believe, who cooks and what they cook. Caitlin said, no, don't let... Oh, do let them hear the texts. Alright, so this part's pretty cool.
Sorry,
This is the tale
of Captain Jack Sparrow.
Ooh, what's that? Das Behemoth. So Deadeye is blind in one eye. Fortunately, the eye he's facing us with at the moment. So this blue text is just stuff that hasn't had voices recorded yet.
Okay. I'm actually watching it on my computer now just because it's so much faster.
Yeah, I would say just go with that.
Was the one-eyed one, blind purple people eater?
They make a purple people eater joke in this. I'll show you if we go to the Chocobo Outpost.
Evilise, ask me one question that is vague as all hell.
That is one big dude.
Whoa. That thing is nasty.
He sure is.
He's angry.
So Rob, have you seen the finale of this demo? Like, do you know what happens?
No, I've actually watched very little of it.
Okay.
Just because I choose not to get excited about games that are still like a year and a half out.
I can dig that. Yeah, well, the end of this is quite cool. I think you'll like it.
Here we go.
Like I said, the fundamentals of this game are in place and are very cool, and I think all that it's going to take, because again, they're actually going to be running a survey. Hajime Tabata posted on the Square Enix blog. They're going to actually have a survey that you can participate in if you have a download code for the game, where you say, like, this is what I like, this is what I didn't like. So if you have the demo, definitely keep an eye out for that, because, you know, you could go in and say, hey, the camera doesn't work. He needs tracking, you know. Why is Cindy wearing ridiculous clothing? You know, why is everyone wearing all black? Stop it. So, like, they are trying to make this game as good as it can be, and they have good fundamentals in place. All they need is more time to sort of iron out the systems and make them work properly. That's why I'm still very optimistic on it, because it's frustrating now, but it's nothing that can't be fixed.
Yeah, and I mean, if the game is still, I was kind of saying it in jest, but I think it's fair to say this game is still a long way out. There's plenty of time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of thinking we'll get it at the end of the year, Japan. But I think we'll have a better idea of really how far along it is at E3. Oh, look at that camera. It's not that I don't like the all black, because I think it's consistent with their world design. The problem I have with the all black is that it doesn't visually distinguish these 4 characters in combat well enough. Like, they have different hair and different personalities, but, even within a single color, I feel like there should have been more that they could have done to make them visually distinct. Because, I mean, look at the box art of any other Final Fantasy. It's like every color in the rainbow represented. So I have sort of figured the game out, and it's a little easier. He can't talk about that, Evilise.
No. He's just asking general questions, and I can say yes.
You can't
yes,
say that. That's the opposite of the things you can say.
What are we even talking about? We're not talking about anything.
I guess not. I'm just saying, if you get us blacklisted, I'm not doing Chalice Dungeons with you.
Dude!
This game, as it is right now, is 5-point-something gigabytes. Save pronto! Save bandits!
Death.
So you get sort of an indicator when you're about to be attacked that I keep missing. But that attack will let you parry. Again, if I weren't just constantly missing. Oh boy. So you can see I've actually got a status effect right now, stasis. And I can't attack! Now I can. So you see, I'm sort of like constantly chasing these guys and missing most of my hits on them. And that's sort of like, that's me fiddling with the controls. This is not a like... It's not the kind of game where it's like you should be timing your attacks. The way the game is paced is, if I lock into an enemy and chase them down, I should be able to hit them. This isn't, Monster Hunter. Because you can see, I just did a warp strike and used MP to get to this guy and then just missed him completely. Even though I was point blank with him. To me, that's problematic. Ooh.
But again, there's plenty of time for them to work on that.
Yeah, and again, I'm sort of lamenting that a lot of the bigger sites right now sort of aren't putting any attention at all on the camera. Like, they're all just like, this is great! And I'm like, maybe you should point out the things that are wrong with it right now. Because we know what's good about it.
Hey, what do you know? I was able to get Twitch working on the PlayStation 4 just fine.
Via the browser?
Nope.
Is there an app?
Nope. I just went to the live from PlayStation and hit search and put in RPGFan.com and you came right up.
Perfect. Okay, so now this next...
much of a delay.
That's good. So this next sequence is cool. Basically, it's really foggy, and we're gonna have to go hunting.
So Evilise wants me to talk about the situation with Kojima just very briefly, a little off topic, but it's looking like Kojima is going to leave Konami in some capacity after after Metal Gear 5 is complete. Konami's being kind of pissy about the whole thing. They're taking like Koji Pro stamp and a game by Hideo Kojima off of all of their like website advertising, which I find like tacky as all hell.
Yeah, if I might offer a comment, Konami is absolutely effing insane. Because, let's get Kojima fired. Or let's get rid of Kojima. Because we have so many other games that we're making right now besides Metal Gear. Oh crap.
Yeah,
Oh, crap.
I can see, to not, spend too much time talking about it, I can kind of see where maybe some agitation is coming from at the boardroom level, because it does take forever for a Metal Gear game to come out.
Well, maybe they should make games that aren't just Metal Gear.
Well, they tried to make Castlevania, and look what happened. So, I mean, like, yikes.
Well, you know, they have all these other
know.
series that people like that they just sort of ignore.
Hey, I want another Rocket Knight adventure. That's what I want.
They made one a couple years ago. Oh boy!
I like its tail. It's like huge.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
It's
Oh
very
boy!
Shadow of the Colossus right now.
Yeah, and again, he's blind in one eye, but I'm on the side of his eye that's not. He's not blind in, so I'm sort of having to drop back pretty far. But these kind of sequences are like, yeah, this is a really cool sequence. That's like, I feel like they know that, you know, don't make the whole game just running around killing stuff. And just based on what I've seen, they seem to have a good handle on, like, you know, we want to do interesting things, like we talked about in the podcast last time. I will do your open world content if it's interesting in and of itself. I'm not going to do it just to check off the list. Like, I don't want to just be like, I found every camp, hooray!
Yeah, it's cool. This is the kind of thing that I was talking about. You already mentioned it. Like, I don't want just combat. Because even in Xenoblade, like, the combat was really good, but I did start to get a little burnt out on it after a while. Like,
yeah, see, I know you got a little burnt out. I actually really liked the combat. You know, I played it a ton. I think the game supported that. But again, Xenoblade sort of made the moving around in its world and seeing things rewarding in and of itself.
right.
Like, again, more variety is great. I absolutely agree. But, you know, don't do like Assassin's Creed, like, look, we have all these fun events, and also our core gameplay is horrible and boring. Like, you know, when your combat system and your stealth system in a combat and stealth-focused game are broken, that's just dumb. But we all know...
The whole thing, right?
What's that?
I was just going to ask, like, why are you following this thing right now and not, like, engaging it? And
so we are trying to find its lair. And you missed the sequence at the beginning, but Gladio said we need to chase him back to his lair, because, you know, he's at a tactical advantage here. He's gigantic and we can't see him. So we're stalking him back to his lair so we can attack him when he's unsuspecting.
But isn't he unsuspecting right now?
Well, I mean, no, he's like hunting for us, basically.
But, like, when he's back at his lair, how is he that much easier to kill than when he's out in the open?
Have you never played Monster Hunter, Rob?
So what you're telling me is reasons. Is what you're telling me.
No, in Monster Hunter, you are supposed to hunt a monster back to its, like, it'll go back to its nest and try to, like, rest.
So what, you're gonna take this thing out after it's had some NyQuil and it decided to, like, sit down for the night? Like,
no, but what are you gonna do? Fight the giant in the middle of the field that you can't see anything in with no tactical advantages?
Well, what's the okay, I want to see this so-called tactical advantage of fighting it in its lair. Last time I checked, you wouldn't want to go fight Batman in the Batcave.
That's not necessarily true. He can't fly away and hide from you.
All in a day's work.
Yeah, but he's probably got, like, an infinite supply of gadgets to just end your life.
This isn't Batman, it's a behemoth! We're trying to catch him when he's really unsuspecting, like, asleep. When he's, like, around stalking for prey, he's in, like, kill mode. It's a wild beast we're hunting, Rob.
I think you just should have engaged him and seen what would happen.
He murders the crap out of you.
Okay, so he actually does kill you. They don't do, like, the Sam Fisher Splinter Cell, like, oh, you failed, now retry.
No, you just die.
What happens when you die?
I have not gotten a full game... Oh, you get a game over. I have not gotten a full game over, though.
Oh, okay. He's just too good for that.
Okay, so we're actually in the area that he's been camping out in, I think, if I recall. Yeah, so this part's really cool. And again, the text is blue because there's no dialogue recorded for it yet.
I still want to see this tactical advantage. You're fighting him in a slightly less open area.
Says the guy who has not seen this area.
I'm just saying.
When a monster is sleeping, you can walk up and stab it. When it's prowling around on the hunt, it's ready to fight.
Okay, so you're gonna kill it in one hit, right?
Watch.
If you actually do kill it in one hit, that would make me shut up pretty fast.
Remember, this is a behemoth. A deadly behemoth. We don't want to get into a giant fight with him. We'll get wrecked.
I used to eat behemoths for breakfast.
That's back in the day.
No, you can't. They're endangered now.
Pretty sunlight. So Ignis is sort of a tactical type mind. He's actually been raised to be Noctis's, like, basically counsel when Noctis becomes the old king. So, like, a lot of the strategic stuff is usually on his end. Except in the case of Gladio, who, like, taught Noctis to fight. So it's funny, like, in certain combat, if you get, like, a crit, Gladio will be like, ah, nice one, Noctis. Who taught you that?
But it's not like Darkest Dungeon where they make fun of you and your stress level goes up.
No. I mean, your real stress might go up, I don't know.
Stop being so mean to me.
By all means.
So, for those of you who maybe didn't read the text or Rob was not paying attention, because I'm sure he wasn't, what I'm doing...
Hey.
So, Prompto is hiding behind that gas tank. Ignis is going to stand and wait and be ready to... I don't remember what he said he was going to do. Basically, Gladio is going to hit it to distract it. Prompto is going to hit it with gas, and then Dude down and deliver the finishing blow with Noctis, as you can see, warp. So, let's go ahead and get his attention.
No time to dilly-dally.
Hey, big boy, come on, we want to fight? Oh, boy! Glug! I caught his feet! No, halfway!
I'm on a massive delay, so that just all sounded really funny.
It's time.
I got it! Oh, yeah!
Going for it.
Oh, what's that? Should we finish him off?
He didn't actually hurt you that bad when he actually hit you.
That's because he just sort of walked on me.
Oh yeah. Woo! We got some real
Now he's
chemistry
on
here.
fire.
That's what I call
This is
teamwork.
terrible.
Impeccable.
He's an asshole. He's a behemoth. He's been murdering people. I mean, he's a jerk. He's been murdering people.
So what's the deal with Nut Cloud from Demon King Nero? What do you mean Nut Cloud?
Well, he's got blonde hair and spiky hair like Cloud. He's about as different from Cloud as you get, though, in terms of personality. Yeah.
Get ready for the big one.
How many people were rolling around Cloud's head by the end of that game?
I don't know, like 4 or 5.
Yeah, too many. Spoilers, Cloud has issues.
Size of him. I didn't know they made him that big.
So, how do we take him on?
Captain,
Oh, boy.
one mistake could be our last.
Yeah, you seem to just be fighting him out in the middle of this thing.
Well, yeah, because the plan failed. And watch. You'll see.
Oh, okay. Admittedly, you did catch him on fire, which was kind of... look at that frame rate.
Oh, boy. Oh boy. See, your team is actually pretty reactive to what's going on. Like, for example, you'll see in a second, they bound the behemoth with their special technique because he was about to basically kill me.
Oh, yeah.
And then you'll notice I'm doing almost no damage to him.
Is this going to be like one of those situations they always hope for in an RPG? Oh, excuse me. You're about ready to somebody comes in and save you.
Can't hear anything you're saying.
Yeah, okay.
What did you say?
I was saying, is this like somebody's going to come in and save you at the last minute? Because this might take like days to beat this guy right now.
So, no one's going to come save me. They actually just specifically yelled and said we need to run. Because he's just wrecking us. And oh my goodness! Oh, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. So this is me getting...
You see that game over screen?
Oh no! He's dead! So what we just encountered there was Hello Camera.
Yeah, that was Hello Camera.
So the idea, I was supposed to run, but I stuck around for too long because you were all like, no, let's fighting him.
So Steven lost at a video game, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody mark it.
I lose often. Not in Smash Bros, but you know, in other things.
Just so disappointed in you.
Well, you were all like, oh, I don't see what the problem with fighting him outright is. Why don't we just do that? Now you see what the problem with fighting him outright is. He just wrecks you.
Oh man, I was up way too late last night.
Yeah, you were.
About
So
3 in the morning.
let's go ahead and get through this sequence and flee this time instead of get murdered.
Day's work.
Do you have
And
to do
then-
like a set amount of damage and then you can get away?
No, I'm just gonna run.
Ah, okay.
Because you can hit him a few times, but it's sort of the foregone conclusion. Like you just cannot possibly do enough damage to him.
There's a moment where I was playing Final Fantasy VI and I had my Super Scope 6 plugged into the Super Nintendo, and that always had the L and R buttons pressed. So my characters were just trying to run constantly, and I was very confused what was going on. I just thought the game was broken. Excuse me, I am tired.
Missed your sleep a lot. Do 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 do.
Yeah? Yes, sir.
I got all the Hotline Miami 2 music stuck in my head right now.
Hotline to shoot you off the screen, Miami 2.
Yeah, but you know what? The music in that game is outstanding.
Oh yeah,
Gotcha.
it was rad in the first one though too.
Oh yeah.
Saving where he'd suplex us being with. Yes, he would.
Highness. Focus.
We need more suplexes.
We do need more suplexes.
Bum rush!
Yeah, by all means.
Hey, Behemoth, how you doing? You sleeping pretty good up there. Hey there, little buddy.
No time to dilly-dally.
I'm gonna eat you.
Come and get me. Over here.
Oh no.
It's time.
I gotta remember what my Twitch login is.
Rob@rob.com. Password, Rob is great.
Rob is the best. The best. I'm so tired.
Hey, look, everything worked out. Well, you get another 40 minutes, Rob.
Oh, yeah. Woo! We got some real chemistry here.
That's what I call teamwork. Impeccable.
I thought we were just gonna play till the end of the demo.
This isn't the end.
Oh man. This.
Remember, we're going to flee from the Behemoth.
This is no time.
Oh, I didn't see that, you release. Okay, let's...
One stole portioning.
That calls for me. I'm going all out. Just don't get too
Go Team Venture!
I think you could kill it.
You thought wrong.
Oh come on, it's just like the Asylum dude. You can take it out. Come
Wog!
on, buck up.
He just literally hit me once and completely wiped my HP. do 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 do. Oh boy. Whew. So one thing that I do like about their combat so far, though, that will be even better when they have controls that work, is that you can't just immediately switch to defend, like attack endlessly. You sort of have to make a conscious choice to switch from an offensive stance to a defensive stance. And so that sort of leads into some, like, should I take this attack? Should I not take this effect? Whoop.
Time is on their side. We should go.
Alright, let's get out of here. Oh no! Dear camera. Oh, hey, maybe
I
I'll...
think we should do for. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just saying maybe I can get murdered by the Behemoth again. Which is probably what's going to happen, because the team is leaving you.
From it.
You can't run when you're in danger. Okay, time to go.
do for our next... I'm just not even gonna ask. Screw it.
Time is on their side. We should go.
Phew. Forgot I could teleport. Frame rate!
Frame rate.
Present and accounted for.
Glitches.
Why are you walking? Why are you walking?
Because he's hurt!
Well, that didn't work out so well.
No. So now we're gonna get something that is gonna make it work out well.
Oh, okay. A tank?
Let's roll.
Kinda.
Dun, dun, dun.
I hear ya.
So you
That
can
looks like
see
Left 4 Dead.
a side quest popped up in the corner that I'm not going to do, but it's like hunt down a wild chocobo.
Feast your eyes.
What do you think we should do for our next Twitch stream, Steven?
Bloodborne.
Yeah, that's probably what we should do.
Yeah. So I have never ever once found the teammates to actually come heal me ever. I think they need to do it more often, because like it's sort of like you'll run up and heal them immediately, but you'll be getting wrecked, and they'll be like, "Yeah, it looks like it's pretty rough, man. I'm gonna stand here and hit enemies." But other times they will do like smart things, like Ignis will like if you're hurt, he'll run in front of you and like use his body as a shield to protect you. So like again, the foundation is there for something good, but they really need to tighten it up. Like they need to, because you'll be able to give commands to them in the full game. Like general, like hey, I'm dying, come save me. But they need to be faster on that.
It's bedtime. Yeah.
So one thing we actually can talk about, Steven, a little bit off topic, is that the Bloodborne Collector's Edition strategy guide has been delayed by a month.
Why was it delayed?
Because of the day one patch.
Oh, did it change stuff?
I think it's supposed to change stuff. Being very careful with my language there. Remember like how Dark Souls 1, like they had a huge patch about 2 weeks after the game came out, and they like repositioned items, they changed scaling and everything. It basically made the strategy guide like completely useless.
I just don't understand why strategy guides still exist today. Like I know you guys like them because of artwork, but why? If you like artwork, just go on the internet and look at it. That's me. That's me being a heathen who can't appreciate art, I guess. But it's like, why would I want a strategy guide that's out of date as soon as they patch the game when I can just go online and find out what to do?
I like sitting down. There's something fun about sitting down and like reading something instead of looking at it on a computer screen. Like I have the BioShock like art book on my computer, and that's kind of cool. But there's something better about having it in book form.
Yeah, I guess I can see that. It's one of those things where I feel like at this point it's more a collectible. Yeah. But I'm a bad example because like I don't buy collector's editions unless it's Kingdom Hearts. Because it's like I'm not gonna look at an art book. I'm gonna look at it maybe once and then put it on my shelf and be like, I like that art book. I'm never gonna look at it again.
Well, I have 2 of the Dragon Age books. I have the one, the Dragon Age Inquisition art guide, and then the World of Thetis book, which are both really good. They're like good in different ways. The World of Thetis book is awesome. It's like having the entire compendium, like codex thing open to you.
Well, that's pretty cool.
And yeah, and Evilise pointed it out. Like the Bloodborne strategy guide is going to be like 500 pages.
That's a big guide.
Yep.
Darker Veil, I like this demo a lot. I think it has a lot of problems that I am pretty confident they will fix, or that they can fix, provided their attention is drawn to it. But no, I like the concept a lot.
I think they're gonna get there.
I mean, again, I think it's important to point out, that Square Enix has done a bad job of basically saying this demo is incredibly rushed, so people will stop saying, "Whoa, the game's never coming out." This is. I feel like this demo is sort of a yes, the game exists. Now shut up.
Yeah.
Because this is good.
It's in a far more playable state than I think anybody was anticipating.
Yeah, exactly. And again, you know, polish and like fixing mechanics like that, that's the sort of stuff that doesn't happen at 60% through development. That happens at 80, 90, you know, the final polishing stage.
Yeah, it's very playable right now.
Yeah, and again, the fact of the matter is, it has problems, but it's fun. My thing is, for me in an RPG, the progression is important, and, you know, being able to see, like, the cultural stuff that they keep talking about that I'm really interested in, that's not in the demo. So for me, the best parts of the game aren't even in the demo. This is more of like a basic look at the systems. Evilise, you lose the sort of generic side quests. You don't lose anything important. But if it's like, you know, just a smaller, like an errand that you have, yeah, they get abandoned. But that actually sort of feeds into what I was thinking. They need to... I think the full game is going to have quick travel. Because right now it just has quick travel to the last bonfire you were at. Which it needs to have, you know, full, like, travel to anyone. And I think it's going to. But again, this is all stuff that I think they're going to get from feedback. Which is why I'm sort of pushing people to really insist that a lot of the bigger outlets that Square Enix undoubtedly listens to, you know, they need to write more critical pieces, because there is not enough critical, like, dialogue on this game right now. It's basically just, look at how great it is! Prompto is adorable! Oh, Japanese boy band! Like, it's nothing useful at all. It's just, like, it's either ridiculous hate or fanboy love, and that's not going to make this game better. Like, people need to write, like, actual critique of it. You know, like... Again, my preview sort of lightly talked about the problems, but, you know, like, the IGNs and Polygons and GameSpots of the world need to be like, this is what we like about the demo. This is what's really wrong with the demo.
Yeah.
And again, like, one of the things I think that absolutely has to change in the full game is that your techniques need to become part of your attack combo. Because you've seen it a couple times. He'll stop mid-attack and then do a technique. So, you know, you can't chain from an attack into, like, a jump or something cool like that. So now I'm at the Chocobo Outpost, which is one of my favorite parts of the demo. Hey, what's up, normal-looking person? Whew.
I like the Chocobo designs.
So you can't rent Chocobos yet because of the behemoth. Mark! Quit! And so they have sort of a lot of commentary about Chocobos that's pretty funny. Prompto actually really likes Chocobos, so he, like, kind of squeezes whenever they're around. And I don't know if you can hear the music, Rob, but it's very, like... It's like a down-south Americana version of the Chocobo theme.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, yes. I love watching their little beaks peck at their greens and grains.
But you can see, like, their town design is awesome, and this is just, like, a little tiny bit of it. I think not thinking about it much is perfectly fine as a player, but as a critic, people need to be critiquing this, because if they don't know what's wrong with it, they're not going to know to fix it. And then you're going to get a full game that has these problems magnified.
Yeah. You know, for example, if I had been on the, like, QA team for the original Dark Souls, I would have dragged Miyazaki into a closed office room and beaten him senseless when I got to the, what was that thing called?
Every part of the game that you died at? Oh!
No, shut up. No, the boss where you have to do the leap of faith. Evilise Alliance, help me out here. The Lost Izalith boss. Oh my god, I am blanking right now.
Ceaseless Discharge?
No.
Bed of Chaos?
Discharge was... Yes, Bed of Chaos, thank you. From Evilise Alliance, kind of off topic, but do you think Square Enix will announce Final Fantasy XII
International Zodiac Job System?
Okay, thank you. For the PlayStation 4 D3, I'm gonna go with no.
I'm also gonna go with no, but they will eventually.
Yeah, I think that the HD... I mean, what did we get? We got the God of War 3 digital remastered. Like, really? That got announced today? I think the developers are in love with this right now because I think it's really easy for them to do. And yeah, okay, Steven said it before. The Resident Evil remake was a quick, dirty, nasty port, but at least I get to play the game now without having my GameCube plugged in.
So one thing I will say is that we have to keep in mind that the PS3 was not as popular last generation as the PS4 is now. So while I don't personally have any interest in that God of War 3 port, I am fairly certain that's going to be a sales success for them. Because there are probably a lot of people who owned Xbox 360s and not PS3s that are like, yeah, I heard God of War was cool, and here's a better version of me to play now. I think that's smart, savvy business. Is it interesting to us because we've played it? No.
Yeah, it might be. Like, The Last of Us is certainly better to play at 60 frames a second. Like, that's way better.
Well, I mean, it's a way better game than God of War 3, too. Not that God of War 3 is a bad game. It's a great game, but The Last of Us is much
It's a pretty good game. It's a pretty good game. It's the weakest of the original. Well, no, maybe better than the original God of War, but God of War 2 is still the best. That game was amazing.
Yeah, that game was, I would say God of War 2 plus the first boss fight of God of War 3 are the best.
Yeah, oh my god.
I'm gonna punch Poseidon in the face until he's dead. That was interesting experience. Yeah, I hate getting stuck on stuff too, Darker Veil. That's another thing, like the collision detection is just wonky, and just all of the physics in the game right now are not working as well as they should be.
Yeah, I mean, it's very important to have those hitboxes perfect, because when the hitboxes are perfect, you have a pretty amazing game.
Absolutely, and again, they need more feedback, because you see, when I hit stuff now, it's just sort of not this is like teleporting a giant sword in. That should feel more awesome than it does right now.
Yeah. I think, what did I say in my...
Kevin Sorbo as Hercules, yeah, that was pretty rad.
When we were having our post Lords of the Fallen discussion, and I was like, for lack of a better term, you need better smackability in this game.
Exactly.
You need the weapons to feel good when they connect with something.
Yeah, like right now it's just there's not enough impact. Like when you hit something, again, I know people like to say Kingdom Hearts is not this excellent action RPG, and it's okay, they're just wrong. But when you hit stuff in Kingdom Hearts, every weapon has a different sound effect. It's a satisfying sound effect. Like, comboing a Sora feels really satisfying. That's why KH2 is, such a good game, because the combat feels really good. This game needs that. Because right now, it's not very satisfying to hit stuff. It just feels like I'm sort of swinging giant weapons at stuff. So we're going to the dungeon that has my favorite song in the game, which is good. No problem, Demon King. Thanks for listening to both shows. That's awesome. Makes all the hard work worth it. Music of the Year is coming Monday, I believe. I believe we're starting on Monday, finally.
Thank you so much for the kind words. From Joey M, you think the Final Fantasy X-2 remake for PlayStation 4 is worth it?
If you like X-2 and you didn't play it on PS3. Again, that's another case of people don't have PS3s, people do have PS4s. I mean, that's a little less the case now, but I personally don't see any harm in that. Like, I know people get up in arms, but it's like, you don't have to buy that, and that's a smart choice. There are people without PS3s and without Vitas. It's a good bet they don't have a Vita. That do have PS4s that would want to play that. And it's not, again, it's not like it took them a whole lot of effort to do it, but at least they went and made it so you could swap the soundtracks, because people have a lot of problems with the 10's remade music, so, more power to them. It's fine.
If they did if they released new content for either of those two games, then I would be pissed, but otherwise, no, I think if you played it on PlayStation 3, there's no reason to play it again, but if you don't own it on PlayStation 3 or Vita, you might as well,
yeah,
It's a pretty good game.
Bad idea.
Yeah, and I mean, again, X-2 has quite excellent combat, and it's sort of fun in its own derpy way, so, I mean, now that I've finally played it. Alright, so
I really liked...
Go ahead, Rob.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, so you probably weren't paying attention, but basically I went to the outpost and I heard a story about something mysterious in this cave. So we're entering this cave. I wonder what we'll find.
If I could make a slight observation, because this is going to sound really negative, but let me complete the thought. Let me talk with my mouth here.
Oh, hey, wait, right before you do, the worst piece of dialogue in the game is coming right here.
Oh, joy.
Drifting into the deep end.
We're drifting into the deep end. Okay, you can go ahead.
Okay. Is it wrong for me to say that I wish this game had a little bit more of the old school Final Fantasy
How come I always
like
end up in these situations?
uniqueness and quirkiness? Like,
Everybody,
I'm
stay
looking at
alert.
these characters and they're probably all going to be pretty cool when I play the game. Like, I'm not hating on them. But they seem so boring. Like, all I'm imagining right now is if Final Fantasy IX was like this, like Final Fantasy IX's world, where, you know, airships crisscrossing the sky and, like, that medieval atmosphere and kind of, like, faux steampunk or something to give it some goddamn personality or something.
So, I will say, I commented that I already talked about that a little bit. Their clothes don't do enough to distinguish them because it's just, like, all dark. I agree with that. I don't agree with the world stuff. This area is sort of just a forest, but I've also been avoiding most of the points of interest because we're just barreling through the main quest.
Okay.
And, you know, they've shown a lot of stuff that sort of has that vibe. And again, let's keep in mind, airships are crisscrossing the sky. They're attacking me. Again, I've sort of avoided them. I've been fleeing for most of the fights. But there is a fair bit going on. And again, the demo sort of has had a lot of stuff stripped out of it, like in terms of, you know, this is what we're doing and this is what we're looking at and that sort of thing. And I would turn around. Oops.
Yeah, I mean, I think you handled the question well, and you're right. I haven't seen every aspect of the demo, but there is a little bit of a yawn factor here that I was kind of surprised by. Like, I think Dragon Age and Witcher and Xenoblade kind of do a better job of being a little bit more fantastical. I mean, maybe that's a result of this being, you know, a fantasy based on reality. You know, the call sign for Final Fantasy 15 for a very long time now.
I think part of it is the case where it's more realistic, you know, with the car and stuff. But again, you know, there was like the crystal outcroppings in the background and all that kind of stuff. It's a little lighter in some regards because, again, this region is sort of just a big forest, but I also think the problem is that this is the only region we ever see in demos. So, like, at this point, I'm sort of like, yeah, I get it, forest, gotcha.
Yeah.
But you'll see coming up, there's some cool stuff at the end of this cave that's very Final Fantasy.
Well, yeah, and it's the Dragon Age Inquisition thing of, like, if you spent 40 hours in the hinterlands, you might be a little burned out from woods, you know?
Yeah, no, I enjoy the demo. I do. Like I said, there are problems, and I will very much be disappointed if the full game has those problems. But the important part, the foundation, is good. They just need to execute. Like they need.
I love seeing. Go ahead.
Oh, I was done.
I love seeing the old school Final Fantasy enemies, like these goblin things. You know, I have the Sky, I have the Yoshitaka Amano artwork, and seeing these characters does make me a little. It brings out a little bit of the fanboy in me. Like, I really like that. That's cool.
Well, it's like the gorillas I saw in the field. Those are the enemies from Final Fantasy VI. Remember when you first go to the World of Ruin? And I think they're also in 14, I'm pretty sure. They've already...
That kind of stuff I love.
Absolutely. They've already said they're going to be huge towns, and some of the gameplay playthrough videos have shown one of the towns, and it looks really cool. Like, that's actually one of the things I'm excited about. As they've said, like, I mentioned this a minute ago, but, like, they're trying to create more than just, like, towns being a selection of shops. There's a lot of, like, you know, they want to have, like, culture. Like, they're trying to, like, show, like, here's Malaysian culture in this town, or, like, it sounds, like, very eclectic. But it seems like there's going to be quite a bit of, like, town-type explory stuff. So, yeah, that's actually what I was saying. Like, I was a little disappointed the demo only has the Chocobo outpost and the gas station, because the town stuff is sort of what I really want to see. See, right there the technique works, because this is all narrow.
It's definitely cool. I'm very excited that they have a direction now, and I think that makes it a little bit more interesting.
Come on, big guy, we're gonna die. Ow! So I'm not using my techniques much, but here's jump. Prompto, I think we might be winning! I do like that. And the song here is just fantastic.
I just got a review code for something that I will talk to you in a little bit here, Stu.
Yes.
Might be interested in this.
Oh no! Ugh. Potion, potion, potion. Phew. Whoop. I love that I'm Dragoon jumping in a cave. So yeah, like I didn't show it much, but your weapons all have techniques attached to them and skills. So like for example, full thrust, which I completely missed with because no tracking. But the Dragoon jump is quite awesome. And Tempest is good, so we'll try that. And so like warping around is cool, like because you know it's like quick get around and like wreck stuff. That's where they get a little bit more of the Kingdom Heartsy type vibe. They just need that to, you know, connect. Rob is probably currently not watching. He's probably texting me to be like, I got a review code for this.
Basically, I'm posting on our boards right now.
So I'm basically going to get Noctis's Devil Trigger at the end of this dungeon. Well, I'm going to get two things at the end, but one of them is his Devil Trigger. Which is this sort of soul phantom thing that they've shown in the trailers where he summons a bunch of swords and like warps around murdering people. I'm always in the mood to revisit 9. So let's switch to the, make the partisan my melee barrage. So now you see I changed the weapon in my like melee barrage slot. So now when I attack, rather than using the big Zweihander, I'll be using this thing.
Yeah, I think that's the personality thing is what I hope that there's more of that, and yeah, their comments on the culture stuff is really important to me. I just think about Final Fantasy IX's world and how much more interesting that would be to me to like explore. But then again, maybe it doesn't work with that kind of art design in a 3D space.
Well, I think you're also... I think the problem here is that you are looking at this 1/10 of a forest area and saying... The world is not interesting, because, I mean, they've shown quite a few very Final Fantasy-esque, like, tons of airships and stuff flying around and all that sort of crazy stuff. So, I mean, I think this is sort of like the Final Fantasy VIII demo, where it's like, yeah, you're in Dalit, and you get a sense of things, but this is not even scratching the surface of the types of stuff you're going to see in this game.
Yeah, yeah. God, that Final Fantasy VIII demo was crazy.
It sure was.
The giant mecha spider.
So you see now I've switched my melee barrage weapon, and it's a lot more effective like it is now. And the combo's cooler too.
It feels... am I hearing just a lot of button mashing, or, like, can you really be super careful with this combat system? Like...
I mean, as it is now, the targeting is so wonky that it's hard to do anything. But so if you hold the button down, you do this sort of your full barrage combo. But if you just press the button wildly, you sort of do single strikes. And again, like I said before, you sort of can't just mash the attack button and then switch to defense. You have to make a conscious choice to say, all right, I see an attack coming. I need to prepare to defend for this.
I think they got something cool on their hands here. I think that this is a cool direction for the series. It's a direction that I am... Let me put it to you this way. When I saw the demo, like, for Final Fantasy 13, when I saw what the demo of that was going to be, I was like, I'm out. Immediately, I was like, I am not interested in this at all.
Well, now why is that?
Interesting. It was a couple things. One, it was the hallways. Like, immediately when I looked at the map and just saw that it was straight linear hallways, I was like, alright, that's strike one. Strike two was the combat system. I just didn't like... I never got that combat system. It just never G'd up with me. I didn't give a crap about the story or the characters. It was like everything was just nope, 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 nope.
I can see that.
And so this is piquing my interest. I'm like, okay, I want to see where you guys go with this.
I agree. Also, you're seeing now the benefit of getting them all bottlenecked because I'm just wailing on them.
Yeah. Joey M asks, can you change characters?
No.
It doesn't look like you can, right?
And again, the demo sort of doesn't have the buddy mechanic where, like, you know, you get, like, special attacks between each character. It has a few lighter ones. But, you know, other than that, no.
Yeah. So yeah, if it sounds like I'm being tentative with the game, I think it's because I haven't enjoyed a Final Fantasy game in almost a decade. So, yeah.
Well, you also willingly skipped 14, so...
Well, okay, well, a traditional, not an MMO Final Fantasy. I think 14's fine, but I'm just not an MMO person. But I can't hate on that game. It was impressive when I played it.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't like 12 that much. 13. So that puts me at over 10 years, approaching 15 years since I've liked a traditional Final Fantasy game.
Well, I think you might like this one. I mean, I wouldn't play the demo if I were you, because you get very angry. I would wait until the full game.
I'm watching the spastic lock on, and I'm like, this game will not make a good impression on me. I'm just gonna wait. Oh, that lock on.
I mean, again, I'm sort of not locking on right now, other than to use the Drain Blade, or the Warp Strike.
I think you need more transformable weapons.
Come on,
That's what I think.
Anyone else get the feeling like we're running in
Wait, what?
Perhaps an axe. I think you need transforming weapons, like perhaps an axe that transforms into a bigger axe.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, just saying. Just saying.
Well, you know.
Yeah, Joey M says Final Fantasy VII. I mean, I bag on 8 a lot, but at least 8 was like, okay, this isn't a Final Fantasy game I like, but it is what I consider to be a Final Fantasy game. 9 is pretty spectacular.
I have definitely enjoyed
the best.
I have definitely enjoyed plenty of Final Fantasy since 7. 7 was the first one I played, so I went backwards and played some of the other ones, but...
Oh, 6 is still good. 6 is still so damn playable.
Ooh, what's this? A magical sword stuck in the ground.
Sounds like you just plain isn't into RPG games.
That's gonna be problematic for you, writing for an RPG site, right?
It's not that I don't like RPG games. Like, I love Persona. Like, don't get me wrong. I like a good traditional combat system, but like, you know, how many of those have we had recently? You know? I'm talking traditional turn-based, you know. If we're just talking about the Japanese-style turn-based, I mean, it's kind of been a while.
Yeah, it's been quite a while.
Yeah. I mean, you know, 13 I have no interest in, but I understand some people like it. That's fine.
Are you okay?
I don't see how people can like it, but that's alright. Whatever.
He just made an Indiana Jones reference.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? Snakes. No comments.
Oh no, I'm glitched.
Quick! Harry! Harry!
Trying to go save Prompto. These little goblins are chasing him.
That's it. I quit.
So are we almost done here, big guy?
We are almost at the end of the dungeon, which is the thing that I want to show you.
Okay, is this gonna be the summons?
Yes. Also, I can practically feel your interest.
No, I mean, I think that I'm getting to the point that you are, where like watching somebody play a demo doesn't interest me anymore. Like, I want to play it and see what I think of it. And after you telling me not to play this, I'm going to listen to you and not play it.
I mean, I still think you should play Type 0, but I would not play, you know...
Yeah.
I mean, the demo is interesting to play for the fact that it exists, but more from a critique purpose. That's why I am interested in it.
Yeah, I mean, it was like Codename Steam. I wanted to sit down and play that demo. I wanted to see what I thought of it, and played it, and I was like, okay, this isn't really for me. Neither here nor there.
Well, it sort of tanked in reviews, too, so...
It's all over the place in reviews. Like, I know Kat Bailey was very defensive of it. She said she really liked it. Our own Kim Wallace over at Game Informer, she liked it quite a bit. But I think that that game had some significant problems in pacing, like, and I could see it from the demo. Another one of those, like, you need to get a bunch of developers in a room and just start yelling at them.
Well, I mean, I think it sounds like that game was missing like basic strategy game functions, like a map.
Yeah, I got what we're going for, but it made it very cumbersome.
Oh god.
Oh, you guys are getting wrecked.
I was not paying attention to my health at all.
No, you guys are in some trouble.
I'm afraid break time's over, buddy. Where's your head?
Quick, use your devil trigger.
I don't have. Oh, I do have it. You're right, but I don't have any MP.
Now, what happens if your partners go down? Like,
You
they
can.
stay dead?
You can. They work the same way as you. They have their max HP go down. You can see if you look at Prompto's health bar, it has that black section. Alright, I'm getting overrun.
Ah, hit detection. Drink an Estus. Drink an Estus.
Wish. I was actually supposed to use the devil trigger here, and I forgot. Oh, good. He helped him. Okay.
All that talk about DMC Remastered makes me kind of want to play it again.
I like that game a lot. And I'm angry at anyone on the internet who didn't like it because it didn't have old designed by committee Dante. Even though I like that Dante.
I like both Dantes in their different ways, but that's
Exactly.
neither here nor there.
Considering how not good Devil May Cry 4 was, I'm not all that upset. You know, I know people were like, the combat system is amazing. I'm like, yeah, and half the game is rehashed content that's not fun. So no, I'm okay.
We've had two good Devil May Cry games prior to DMC. We had Devil May Cry 1 and 3. Like, that series is not known for consistency, and I thought that Ninja Theory did a fine job.
I mean, to be fair, again, DMC 4 had good combat. It was just like, the level design was awful and boring.
Yep.
Alright. There we go.
Oh, I still remember that first trailer for Devil May Cry on PlayStation 3, though. I was like, oh my god! I think that was probably the same E3 that we saw Final Fantasy Versus 13.
For DMC 3?
Yeah, it might be.
Oh,
I think I was watching it in my dorm room in college. Oh god, I was 19. Holy hell.
And now you're 45.
I was about ready to drop the F-bomb.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I'd say even with my trepidation here, this is still a game that I will play, and I don't think I will fall asleep playing it. I actually fell asleep playing Final Fantasy 13.
Well, I wouldn't do that. Alright, so I just used the Devil Trigger mode. So now you're just gonna see me warping around murdering stuff.
Aren't you supposed to, like, change different colors and get a second keyboard or something?
There are swords teleporting around attacking everything.
Okay. Oh god. Oh dear. Buttons. Lots of buttons.
See, the one problem using your Devil Trigger is that it's tied to your MP, so you use it, then you can't defend. So you gotta be really conscious of, you know, am I gonna go rail everything, and is it gonna work?
Yeah, Darker Veil, I don't know, I have DMC on PC, and I'm hesitant to spend $40 to play the definitive edition, but it's... Man, I do kind of want to support Capcom a little bit and tell them that, hey, I really liked this game. I don't care what a lot of fanboys said on message boards. This was a really good game.
Yeah, well, Ninja Theory's already getting to make another game, so that's good.
Yeah, it just really bums me out. Like, that game was really good, and yet people defend Dragon's Dogma, and that makes me want to cry.
Not a fan of the old Dragon's Dogma, huh?
That game is butt. Alright, I'm sorry. You know what? That's a finished product that's combat system looks more janky than this. like I'm serious. That's a finished product with plays worse than this.
So, Darker Veil, it's called Armiger, and you press the two L1 and R1 buttons at full MP.
If they, Evilise just said if there's an Onimusha HD collection,
I would buy an Onimusha HD collection in not
my
even
wife would
a
lose
second.
her mind. Oh boy.
Why would your life lose her mind?
She loves Onimusha. I didn't like 2 that much, but I really loved 1.
I liked 3 quite a bit, and I never played Dawn of Dreams.
I bought 3, I just didn't finish it. I liked what I played.
Okay, so we are at the end. I'm going to run now and go kill the behemoth. And,
Okay.
and it won't take that long, believe me.
Okie Yeah, Onimusha was awesome. And also, since we've got 23 people watching this right now, if each and every one of you would go buy the Resident Evil Remaster if you haven't already, because that game is amazing!
Wait, what?
I might buy that. I might buy it for PlayStation 4 just to have it upstairs.
The Resident Evil Remaster?
Damn straight.
Still, we need to play that. I bought it and just haven't played it yet.
Yes, you need to play it.
Fresh air.
I don't know, man. After replaying Resident Evil 2 again, Resident Evil 2 might be the best game they ever made, because that game is just phenomenal, and it is so tight. There is no wasted time in that game. So Noctis is all like red-eye mode right now.
Yes, so I didn't realize this, but they have apparently announced in trailers, like, Noctis can actually see when people are about to die. I didn't know that. I had no idea. They hint at it in the trailer or something. No, not like that, but like he can see their soul or whatever. I don't actually get the gist of it because I guess I didn't pick that up from the trailer.
Evilise owns it on PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. Is it still cross-buy on PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4? I know it was if you bought it, if you pre-ordered it. Damn it.
So, if you're just joining us, we are about to go and kill the behemoth with awesomeness.
So do you have a stamina bar? Did I just see you get winded after running for a long time?
There's no bar, but you have a certain amount of time you can sprint before he gets winded.
Sorry, unless I see green bars that tell me my stamina, I don't feel like I'm playing the right video game.
They do need to remake Nemesis, you're right.
I have that on my Vita. I need to play it. I have never played Nemesis before.
I can't believe you were going to sit there and talk about how much you love Resident Evil and you haven't played Nemesis.
You still haven't played the Resident Evil remake, my friend.
I beat it when it came out, and I bought it on 2 platforms.
Yeah, well, play it again, man.
Well, I will, but eventually.
I'm on my 4th playthrough of Resident Evil 2 again.
I'm reviewing Pillars of Exile, so I'm currently knee-deep in that, so...
You mean Pillars of Eternity?
Did I say Exile?
Yes.
Oh, well, oops. Yeah, well, I'm not reviewing Pillars of Exile. I'm reviewing Pillars of Eternity.
I was realizing the other day how many of my favorite games start with D. Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Duscae, Dishonored, Deus Ex, Human Revolution. Like, the D section on my library is huge.
The D is silent, Rob.
Sounds good.
The D is silent. Thank you, Django.
Django?
That movie was awesome.
Oh, awesome. That's not where I thought you were going with that. I don't agree. That movie's head was so far up its own ass.
It's Quentin Tarantino. You expect any different? You're telling me you didn't laugh at the scene with like, now I think we all can agree that the sheets were a nice idea.
No. There were parts of that movie that were good, yes. But that movie was Quentin Tarantino doing Quentin Tarantino.
Alright, so we got a couple questions here. I never played Resident Evil Outbreak. I remember being very interested in it, and then I kind of saw what it was and was like, no, I'm good. Theatrhythm, Curtain Call 2, second performance is over. That sucks. Pre-ordered Duscae 5, looks great.
Can you hear Rob's interest? You should be more sad, Rob. Be more sad.
Yeah. Okay. And then Outbreak 1 and 2 are amazing from Evilise Alliance. Yeah, I just wish I had played them. I didn't. So that kind of
Yeah, I mean, I played the first one and honestly didn't really care for it.
It was a cool idea.
Not necessarily that nobody would, but my thing is, I don't think I've ever once sat down and said, I want to play a co-op Resident Evil. Unfortunately, the last 3 of them have been co-op, so I'm like, no. Like, I don't want to play co-op Dead Space, I don't want to play co-op Resident Evil. Like, I at least like that Outbreak had the decency to separate it from the main series.
Why would you bring up Dead Space? Because now I'm remembering Dead Space 3, and I think I hate that franchise now, and I have to remind myself that no, I really like Dead Space 1 and 2.
You do like Dead Space 1 and 2. Alright, so, you want to pay attention for this one.
Alright, I'm paying attention. I'm excited now.
Woo!
I'm never mind.
Hey, look at them fighting that behemoth up there. I am perfectly okay with that.
Oh my god.
He's railing on him up there. Maybe I'll help with teleport mode.
Okay, that was kind of cool that it jumped up there. I like that.
Yeah, and like he can jump back down too, so you can't like cheese him into the corner. So you can see him kind of warping around.
I want all of you guys fighting a tiny little cactuar. That's what I want. Or a Tonto.
Yeah, that would be cool. Oh no, I fell down. What are all these sparkles? So you have not seen this, Rob, right?
No, I have not.
Alright, well, keep an eye.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright, there's a bunch of sparkles in there right now. Okay, this is mildly interesting. Oh boy. Is it gonna get real? Okay. Okay, that's kind of cool. Yeah.
This is it. The ticket to getting our car back.
Yep.
But what about the rest of my party? I think you just killed them.
Well, don't worry about them.
Yeah, we'd
Now, could that only be activated because you got like knocked down, or was there like a timer? What was going on there?
So in the demo, you can only use it when you're about to die. So you can use it every time you're about to die. The only thing is you don't get any combat XP or items for using it, so you can't like cheese with it. I don't know how it's going to work in the full game because there's going to be multiple summons. But yeah, that basically when you get to 0 HP, he comes and rescues you if you hold the button down. What I like about that is how. What?
I was gonna say that was intense.
that was Final Fantasy. They well, what I like about that, I forgot what I was gonna say. You killed it.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
That was impressive. I have not been excited about a Final Fantasy summons for a long time. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's cool because like you can use it sort of anywhere. So like I was fighting at night and I was fighting like 40 dudes at once, and then I summoned him and he killed literally like 50 enemies at the same time.
Well, do we kind of want to put that as the end of our demo excursion there? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, we can wrap up. I mean, I'm heading towards the last thing where you see Cindy and stuff, so that's the ending of the demo, so I figure that's a good enough time to stop. That way we can, people are watching, they can see the end of the demo.
Okay, so you want to get to the actual end here.
Yeah, I mean, it's you can see it's pretty close. Yes, Graf, it was awesome. Okay. And Evilise, yeah, they revealed some concept art today from what would have been Type 1, and it's on hold now because they took the director and put him on this game, so I am pretty sure there will be a sequel to Type 0, which is good, because that game has a lot of great systems that are sort of, some of them don't work as well as they should, and it's borderline impenetrable at first, so for them to get an actual budget to work on a sequel and, like, you know, improve the controls and some of the problematic stuff, and maybe hire a director for the voice actors, instead of just giving them, you know, dialogue and not telling them anything about it.
Look a tad out of place in the Crown City.
I like how Darker Veil is doing kind of what my one student did. I challenged one of my students to beat Manus in Dark Souls 1 with just a level 1 whip on New Game Plus. He did it!
Well, I could
watched him do it.
I could see that being done though if you're careful, because you can dodge all of his attacks and then if you use the amulet, you can avoid those.
It was ridiculous. Like, what the hell?
Legs won't carry me another step. Any chance we make camp here a while?
Bet your bottom kill on it.
Am I gonna
No
see
place else to
Sydney
be
here
right
and
now.
get really upset with what they've done to Sid?
They really need to make her less of... Well, here we go. Hey, look, it's Cindy who is jutting her... Well, you know.
Looks like my wife with one of her
How
famous
goes it,
dresses.
Cindy?
Oh, Jesus.
Hey there, good to see y'all.
Yikes.
Any luck with the
Why?
car?
Don't need luck when you got skill.
Now, is her
She's
name...
almost
Okay,
ready.
is she
So,
seriously...
so in Japanese, she's
Right.
Sydney.
We've been unable
In
to
Japanese,
find
she's
one
Sydney.
yet.
In this, she's Cindy, but she talks about her father, whose name is Sid, so I don't know. Sort of feel like they need to call her Sydney, because that's her name. And, you know,
Was
the
she
reference is sort of
seriously
lost.
We bought it.
Was she seriously sitting by the car, like, doggy style
She's
until
a
you came up
fine
to
one,
talk to
this
her?
girl
Like,
of
did that
yours. Well,
really
she-
just happen?
She won't
I
take
mean, it was
you.
ridiculous, yeah, but she was working on the car. But yes, it's still ridiculous.
Okay, they need to
One
fix
way to
that.
do it,
That's
and to
that's
do it
like,
right. All things
you know, speaking
considered,
of Metal
you're
Gear,
getting a
that's kind of
steal.
Metal Gearing
don't
moment,
think
and
we
I
don't
don't
know it.
really want that in
When
my
we
Final
finally pay our
Fantasy.
bill off, we'll throw in a dinner too.
Oh, for God's
Let's
sake,
save that
really?
for
Is that what
Papa.
she's
When I
wearing?
told him y'all broke down again, he was
Oh,
redder
come
than Rama.
on. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there is your hentai stereotype for about the next 10 years, if Final Fantasy VII was any indication. Fantastic. That's really a shame.
That's the problem, is like, because the dialogue with her is fine, and you know, like, there's the joke where Prompto like has a crush on her and he's too nervous to talk to her, but like, she just looks ridiculous. Like, you have a game with a bunch of bros, and the only chick you have showing up is dressed like that.
Yeah, I mean, she looks like the start of a porno. Like, for real. I don't know, that's a little upsetting.
That's problematic to me. Yeah, I agree.
Well, I guess that's Final Fantasy 15.
I'm trying to finish the sequence, but I don't know if I've broken it or something.
Well, made it this far.
Legs won't carry me another step.
You can see, like, you know, they sort of have cool town design going on. Like, you know, this gas station looks like a gas station, I guess.
No place else to be
It's got a 1950s vibe to it. I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's like Americana type, you know, like with like the big domes and like all the rounded cars. You know,
Yeah.
and then their fabulous whatever this thing is, the Batmobile.
Yeah, growing up near the Pennsylvania Turnpike is kind of, that's what it's reminding me of.
Fine car you got there.
Did you break it?
Fine lady you got fixed.
I think I may have broken it because I can't talk to her and I can't rest.
Not too often we get a taste.
Unless she told me to do something and I wasn't paying attention.
Much obliged.
Oh, I'm sorry, I derped. I didn't get to her, I have to sell the thing. There we go. There we go. Behemoth Horn.
Don't be a stranger now.
Now we can go to the end.
I can't wait to get the car back.
Plenty of ways to pass the time with all that money.
No time for that.
Hey, y'all about ready to settle up?
Ready as we'll ever be.
Didn't mean to keep you waiting.
Oh, don't you worry about that one bit now.
We have what was in the estimate.
Yep, that ought to cover it. So, reckon it's about
Yeah, I
time
have
we
agreed,
got you back together with your
Zanzos.
girl.
Oh my god, seriously?
It's a little tone deaf.
Oh, does she have a thong on too?
Probably.
You know what she looks like? She looks like she's supposed to be in Final Fantasy X too. That's what it looks like.
She would fit in there, although even 10-2 I feel like wasn't that bad.
I don't know.
Well, here she
Selfie run
is.
or not
Come see
selfie?
for
Was it
yourself.
selfie? Wait, who am I
She's
thinking?
a
No,
Pine?
selfie's Final
Pain?
Fantasy.
and proper.
No,
I reckon you
no,
won't
Pain's
find a
cute.
loose
I like
nut
Pain.
or bolt on
I actually like her
no,
character
wait.
too.
I'll say you
Yeah.
are. I souped her up a bunch.
Yeah,
for
she's
you.
wearing a thong. Oh,
I
for
should
God's
charge
sake.
ya, but I'm not
On the plus
gonna.
side, she is color
This
coordinated,
one's
so.
on the house.
Like, her dialogue is well written. The thing is just she looks like a lap dance, and that's ridiculous.
Just make sure y'all come back to Hammerhead now, you hear?
Yeah, you can continue the demo after you're done.
Where else we take it?
It just puts you back right before this sequence here. And then they actually make the behemoth roam the area randomly, so you could be walking around and then get attacked by the behemoth.
Yeah, Riku, that's what I was trying to think of there. Yep, no, you got it.
It's alive!
Just let us know if you need anything.
Well, won't be
I
about
want to see you
repairs
drive
next
the
time.
car.
Well, that's fine by me. We can tune her up however you like in the garage.
Am I actually going to see
All
you
you
drive the
gotta do
car
is
or
just
no?
bring her
No,
up.
the demo ends here.
So it's alright if we call you?
No.
Sure is. Pop Hall'd love having someone to talk to.
We'll bring something by when we visit. For Sid.
Yeah, I don't know about her character.
Yeah.
That needs to change.
Time to hit the road. Thanks again, Cindy.
Y'all take care out there.
Yikes. We got wheels.
So now there's a little ending video.
Go Grease Lightning.
I don't think we're going to do the glitch, mostly because I haven't been able to pull it off yet. I was trying for like 10 minutes earlier and just took forever to get a car to show up. And we actually have to get rolling. I got to go work, and Rob has got to do whatever married people do. I don't know.
Oh,
Hang
yeah.
out.
Yeah, no, you got it. A hint of things to come.
This is actually a pretty cool little video.
I didn't understand any of this when I watched it the other day.
Meant to be all mystical.
Yeah, I was like, this
Although
is
I note there's like a character who looks like she could be Shiva, and like a Diablos and a Ramu on the right, and then like the different swords look like they could be Noctis's swords. So I don't know, they're being very interesting with that.
I hope the story's good.
Yeah, I do too. I think this is a really cool piece of artwork, and I think they might have. I hope they can manage making these 4 people likable on their little road trip and stuff, but also make the storyline, because 13 is sort of like, there's a focus, we need to do it. Okay, we did it. Bye.
Look, Spousey C. Oh my.
Yeah. But you can see from this artwork, Rob, they definitely have a bustling metropolis thing with airships going on, so they didn't forget that.
I know you're jealous, Evilise. I know. Please look forward to it.
よろしくお願いします。Yeah, so that's it. That's the demo. There's other stuff, there's little side quests you can do, and you can explore more. I sort of barreled through and did everything for the story. The behemoth roams, so you can keep messing with combat and level up. It sort of seems pointless to me because you can't actually customize anything. So it's more or less just like looking around. There's a glitch where you can get a car to bump you past the barrier to the area, and you can like run out, and you can see all kinds of like landmarks and structures that are sort of half implemented. You can actually see Titan from the demo. You have to sort of cheese it a little bit and like run through some weird glitched platforms, but you can stand at the feet of the gigantic Titan, and it looks really cool. But we're not going to do that.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching and participating. And as always, if you have any other questions, please hit us up on the message boards or drop us a line on Facebook. But thanks everybody for watching. Steven, thank you for driving.
For sure, it was a pleasure. And I think if you want to see more streaming, you got to go on the boards or go on Twitter or something and write to us. Let us